Hello everybody, welcome to my continuing series of avatars. Virtual mind is the topic of the day. The first point is psychology. You are your avatar. So whatever attributes you have on the avatar, that is what you are in that virtual environment. A second point would be a professor in Stanford University found approximately 40% of the males in regards to 53% of the women who spend time in the virtual world said their virtual friends in that environment were equal or better than the real friends they had in the outside life. So the experiences are really much more sensational, to say the least. And third point, the most of these people spend 20 plus hours per week, or if not more. The addicted gamers, they spend over 60 hours. But average Joe, who has time, after work, it's 20 hours. That comes out to 2 hours a day or more. And also, most avatar surveys said human avatars found responses from human players more appreciative than bots' responses given any day. The question arises, humans are more comfortable with other human players rather instead of bots or computer responses. So for instance, if you're chatting to a bot, you can predict what the bot will say, and it's very automatic, and it's not very on a human level in the experience level of that conversation. So if it's another human player, then your experience becomes much more real in aspect to quality time spent. And one example I can give top of my mind is the Counter-Strike video game. It's the most popular game in 2000 year, and they were all multiplayers, and sometimes when there weren't enough, to start a multiplayer game, you needed 22 players or 24, and if they didn't have 20 human players, they would substitute with bots, a remainder of the 24 number, and when you come across a bot playing in that Counter-Strike game, you can immediately tell this is a bot, this is not a human player, because humans are very interesting when they play the game. You can't predict the outcome. With bots, you can keep predicting, okay, that's what's his next move, that's where he's going to be, that's where you're going to target him. So that was a very interesting point to note, that humans are more cherishable in AI. The next point is this level of AI leads to shared experiences, create a sense of reality. So a reality within a reality. So first of all, you're in an artificial environment, and then you're within another person's experiences. So you're two instances of reality. Experiences create a grounding of belief. People in virtual worlds build things, use them, sell them, trade them, and discuss them. When another person confirms what I am seeing, places value on it, spends time working to pay for it on the job, buys that thing, keeps it, uses it, talks about it, gets emotional about it, that product value within the virtual world, and then sells it. This tells us something real is happening inside the virtual world. So it's not just you're logging on and going inside that virtual reality. You are actually purchasing a capital merchant value product, and you're talking about it, you're experiencing it, and you're reselling it, and that says a lot of things, value in regards to virtual worlds. This value confirms it's enough for me and millions of other people to commit time, emotional value, attention, reputation, and most of all, money spent. So you're not just giving your time, you're also spending your hard-earned money for the experience and the qualitative experience by purchasing more and more items to enjoy that virtual experience. And lastly, the act of virtual experience is close to sitting with friends 100 years ago and sipping a glass of wine. So, for instance, 100 years ago when there were no computers, people would go and talk about poems and then sip a glass of wine. But these days, the same gesture of sipping a glass of wine can be close to saying, I'm having a good virtual experience, which is having a good virtual wine. Well, that's all for today. And if you can just, as always, leave two experiences which you think are close to virtual wine, please leave them in the comments below, and to share where we are, everyone in the same topic, and which par level of everyone's experiences in virtual reality. Well, that's all for today. Keep staying tuned for my next videos, and happy trails, and we meet again. Keep smiling until then. Ta-ta from Travis.